We are here for the One Pride podcast. We talk all things Detroit Lions news and rumors. And then today we're talking about Lions, Atlanta Falcons, week 3. We're going to get to the injury report and we're going to do some QA. I wanted to just go solo today. Why? Because I haven't done it in a while and I figure, why not? But kind of dedicate this show a little bit to the Atlanta Falcons, the Detroit Lions, but mostly to you guys to get your questions answered for today. Wanted to do that. Every once in a while, you want to do that. So we got some cool folks in the building. We got Vash Starwin, Chrome, 9 Drinks, Riley Elder, Big E, Brendan Marshall, D. Johnson, Death Slayer, and Robinson Nest all in the building. Appreciate it. I see there. Congrats on 40K. Yes, made it 40,000 subscribers. Shout out to you guys. You guys are absolutely amazing. Raw Podcast, my buddy, TA. Over there. Thanks for coming in, man, and talking some Lions today. Working from home today. Glad I can listen. David, that's awesome, man. There's nothing better than working from home and able to listen to some Lions talk while you're getting some work done. Make sure you go ahead and hit that like button if you haven't done so. It does help the channel out. I see there's already like 40 of you in the building. Go ahead and get that bad boy done. And we're going to get into it. So let's go ahead and talk about the injury report first. This is the stuff that you already know. We have Hendon Hooker. He's eligible to return week 6. We already knew that. Julian Aquara, eligible to return week 5. Joshua Pascal, eligible to return to week 6. James Houston, eligible to return to week 7. Probably longer than that. Khalil Dorsey, IR, week 6. Now, he said illness. So hopefully, man, I don't know what he's got going on, but that's, rest up there, buddy. Khalil Dorsey, man, hopefully, it's not too bad. But rest up, buddy. And we got Gardner-Johnson, who he's out. He's eligible to come back week 7, but he ain't going to be coming back anytime soon after that. Probably more end of the year if the Lions potentially could make the playoffs. Who did not practice yesterday? David Montgomery, he probably not playing on Sunday. St. Brown, he did not practice. He will be playing on Sunday. Taylor Decker, probably not playing on Sunday. Expect him back for Thursday's game at Green Bay. Halapoulivaati Vaitai, he probably will not be playing on Sunday. Graham Glasgow is excited to be in the starting lineup. Emmanuel Mosley, maybe by the time Green Bay game comes around, it could be after that as well. Kirby Joseph didn't practice for hip. And there's actually a chance he does not play on Sunday. Speakeasy from Woodward Sports let me know that there's a chance that he does not play. So make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the Woodward Heavyweights. We need these guys to get healthy. The Lions injury bug is absolutely brutal right now. So hopefully these guys get healthy and get better. So the Detroit Lions are facing the Atlanta Falcons. And if you just think about it, oh, they're a bad team, right? You just think Atlanta, but it's not. That's not the case. They're actually a pretty good team. They're 2-0, and they just defeated the Green Bay Packers 25-24. And they have some key players on offense, and they have a really good defense that the Lions got to pay attention to. Because if we overlook this team, we're going to take the L. They got Drake London, who I loved coming out of the draft. He is a good wide receiver. Now, he caught 6 passes for 67 yards last week versus the Green Bay Packers. You say that's not a lot, but this team is a running team. So for what they're asking Desmond Ridder, their quarterback, to do, that's pretty good. And I tell you what, Jerry Jacobs should not be matched up on Drake London. We'll just say that. So hopefully Cam Sutton can go ahead and lock him down, because if you let this guy run wild, it's not going to be good. It's not going to be good. So Drake London is a good receiver. Is the second year. The Lions got to watch this guy. They don't have the greatest of complement receivers, but they don't need to, because they got Bijan Robinson, the rookie running back, who I absolutely adored, and same with T.A. Raw Detroit. This guy is putting up ridiculous numbers. He rushed for 19 times, 124 yards, and he received the ball on 4 carries for 48 yards. He is a player that they are putting their offense all the way around. That is what Atlanta Falcons is doing. They're doing to Bijan Robinson what we want us to do with Jahmyr Gibbs. He is a weapon, and he's good. And if you watch him run the football, he is fast, but he is great with shiftiness in his cuts. It's ridiculous how he can shift, and he make people miss. So we need to be very sound in run defense on Sunday. Now, the Detroit Lions are 10th best on defense in stopping the run. Shout out to Aaron Glenn for that. The Lions can stop the run. But now you're going against a different beast in Bijan Robinson. This guy right now is absolutely looking like Offensive Rookie of the Year. And I will put blame on, I will, Darren. I just talked about the run game. You already know I'm not a big fan of what's going on there. But with the Detroit Lions defense, we have to make sure that we swallow up Bijan Robinson. We have to. Because if this guy is going to be running wild, all right, gaining 5-6 yards carry, the game's over. If we can't stop him, the game is over. Bijan Robinson is a damn good football player, and the Lions need to do something about it. So keep up that run defense. They also got Kyle Pitts, the tight end there. Now, look, Kyle Pitts is a very talented tight end. They just don't throw him the football enough. Okay? They just don't throw him. But he is a really good tight end. So Brian Branch or whoever, we got to keep our eye on him. He is a very good player, just have not really produced a lot this year. And we cannot allow him to produce on Sunday. Desmond Ridder is not the greatest quarterback in the NFL here. Now, he's only got 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Okay, they're not throwing the football a lot. The Detroit Lions, in my opinion, should not play soft. They should play very aggressive in this game for the pass game, because I feel like if Desmond Ridder is out there and we can get a little bit of pressure on him, maybe some blitzes, that he can throw an interception or throw some inaccurate passes. I think we need to really focus on the run game and force Atlanta to pass. Now, I know if you ask an Atlanta Falcons fan that a lot of teams are doing that, and it's just not working. And that's true because their offensive line is top 10 in the NFL. PFF has it rated as 8th best offensive line in the NFL, and then you have a really stud good running back, so it's going to be difficult. But that's the game plan, in theory, should be. Force Desmond Ridder to throw it. Add an extra man in the box. Okay, that's what the game plan should absolutely be on Sunday. And let things fly here. We look at the Falcons' offense. They're not great. Points per game is 14th in the NFL, 24.5. Total yards allowed that's their offense, is 14th best in the NFL, so pretty good. Total yards per game is 335.5. That's 15th in the NFL. Passing, like I said, is not that good. They're doing 163 yards. That's 28th best in the NFL. So we should be like, hey, we need you to throw the football. We need to load the box so you throw the football. Rushing, they're good. 4th in the NFL, averaging 170.5. Okay? They're running the football. Their turnovers, they're +2. That's 8th best in the National Football League. They get turnovers because their defense is pretty good. You look at their defense, and you want to know how good they are. Points allowed per game, 17. That's 8th in the NFL. Yards allowed per game, 252.5, 3rd in the NFL. Passing yards per game, 133.5, 2nd in the NFL. Rushing yards per game, 119, that's 22nd in the NFL. And this is where the Lions need to take advantage on offense. We have to run the football. Brian Smith, what's up, man? What's up? I haven't seen you in a minute. I recognize you 4 years ago on the channel. Rushing yards, they're 22nd. So we should be able to run the football with Jahmyr Gibbs. Because obviously, David Montgomery's not playing. They got to run the football. If we can't run the football, then it's not going to open up that offense for play action. It's not. That's what we thrive on, and Jared Goff's really good at play action. So we got to run the football so we can get those chunk plays in play action, whether it be Amon-Ra St. Brown, Josh Reynolds, Khalif Raymond, whoever. We have to do that. And the Lions has got a good offense, regardless of what you think. Right now, the Lions' offense is 10th in points per game at 26. 3rd in the NFL in total yards. Okay? Passing yards, they're 393, 4th in the NFL. Rushing yards are 14th at the 110. The problem with this football team. The Detroit Lions were 1-1. We're -3 in the turnover battle. That's 27th in the NFL. So let's not fumble the ball on offense. Guys, we got to not fumble this bad boy. Go down there, run the football, play action, score some touchdowns. I think if the Lions can get 28 points in this game, the Lions win the game. I do. I think that the Lions, if they can put up a points, and I think it's really important for us to score early to take away the run game for Atlanta. If the Detroit Lions can get a nice little lead in the beginning, it will force Atlanta to throw the football more and to get away from the run game. We need to dictate what they do in this football game. We absolutely do. We have to dictate it. The Detroit Lions defense. Now, I know a lot of people have been saying, oh, it's not that bad. Let me give you the stats to tell you that Dern is correct in the comments section. Points allowed per game, 28.5. 28th in the NFL out of 32. Yards allowed per game, 354.5. 22nd in the NFL. Passing yards per game, 268.5. 26th best in the NFL. Those are unacceptable stats. Now, rushing is good, 86. That's 10th in the NFL. So we've got to get credit where credit's due there. But when you're talking about yards, points, and passing, we are one of the worst teams in the National Football League. This is years of this. It's got to stop. We cannot allow Desmond Ridder to look like Joe Montana in this game. We're doing our strength on defense is run defense, and their strength on offense is running offense. Okay? Our weakness is pass defense. Their weakness is passing the football, strength versus strength. So the Detroit Lions must win their matchups on defense on Sunday. If we turn Emil, he says, oh, okay, well, we got Lions will not get 28 points. I disagree. I think they absolutely can. This offense is good offense. It is good. We scored 31 points with 3 turnovers versus Seattle. Okay? The Lions can do it. Their offense is good offense. But the thing is, we can't shoot ourselves in the foot. We cannot take a shot in the foot. We have to be sound and fundamental football in this game. We got 123 in the building. Let's get to 50 likes. That's 18 more as we're at 32. 18 more. Atlanta, I see someone saying that the last times we played Atlanta, they beat us. Yes. And it's been a little bit. It's not like Seattle where you're facing them all the time, but they have beaten us. The Golden Tate touchdown, non-touchdown pass for sure. We need to be able to be tackling. And this is something that shocked me last Sunday is the lack of tackling from this team. We got to grapple and tackle in this game. Take Bijan Robinson. If you get your hands on him, you got to take him down. Got to do it. Got to do it. We're going to go to the mailbag segment early in this game early in this show because I wanted to get to you guys early. I did. So if you got questions, we're going to do a 45-minute mailbag segment. Before I do that, let me get back to this. Before I do that, prediction for this game. I'll do X Factor, I'll do score prediction, and a bold prediction. So X Factor, Jahmyr Gibbs. I'm going to keep saying it because we have to run the football and David Montgomery's out. He's got to be the X Factor. Bold prediction. The Lions rush for over 100 yards. I'll say 115 yards without David Montgomery. Prediction, Lions win 28-25. That is my score prediction. So in the comment section, go ahead, do your score predictions, and let us know what your thoughts here as we get to questions. If I miss your question, don't be upset. First question here, smash or hold. Do you think AG is on the hot seat right now? Yes, I do think AG is on the hot seat. When your defense is bottom third again, you have to be. You have to be. And I was listening to Detroit Lions podcast last night, and Jeff Risdon and Chris, make sure you subscribe to their channels. They made a great point. John Fox is on this football team. So if the Detroit Lions wanted to make a move and remove AG. John Fox easily could step in and take over play calling for the Detroit Lions defense. Yes, he's on the hot seat. Clearly. He has to be on the hot seat. Emil says 31-10. Emil, you think the Detroit Lions is going to score 10 points. Look, man, you got to be a little more realistic than that. Lions offense is good. Okay, they're going to score more than 10 points. But if you have them winning, I have no problem there. If you got questions, hashtag Lions in the comment section. So, sad, Drake London went to Atlanta. Now he looks like a bust. Drake London? I don't think he's a bust. At all. X factor for the Lions offense and defense just came up. Just waiting for the question to pop up on my feed here. It says, for offense, like I said, I got Jahmyr Gibbs. I think he should be the X factor in this game. The Lions need to run the football. The Atlanta Falcons defense is 22nd in the NFL in run defense. I think the Lions should be able to run the football. They need to with Jahmyr Gibbs, not have David Montgomery. Defense, I'm going to say it's going to be on the Lions linebackers to stop this run. If they come out and play solid tackling, the Lions have a chance, right? If they play like they did last week and miss tackles left and right, Alex Anzalone, then we're going to lose this game. They got to be able to tackle in sound fundamental football. Who would you get to replace AG? Well, it could be John Fox, right? I just said that. I think John Fox could be a good one. Exactly what, though, Detroit Lions podcast said, so they take credit for that. They could be the defensive mind. He could be the defensive mind for that football, for the Detroit Lions football team. Question, who will get pressure on Ridder? I pray that it will be the Lions' defensive line. It needs to be. They have underperformed in getting sacks. Underperformed in getting sacks. I'm hoping it's the defensive line. How can we improve as a defense? Well, we can do better in pass defense. We're playing soft coverage and putting Charles Harris and James Houston before he got injured in coverage. Unacceptable. Don't do that. Play more aggressive. They're playing too damn soft. You're playing way off. Stop playing soft. How much play action will we see? Worried that we'll bit too much on it. I don't think it'll be too much, but we'll see quite a bit. That's what Jared Goff's good at. Let's see. If you don't have a hashtag, I'm probably going to miss your question. Hashtag Lions. I know a lot of where Glenn's scheme came from is to avoid the quarterback rush. Do you think we keep similar scheme to stop their run game? Considering that the run 54% of the snaps, what do you think? Yes, I think that's what they're going to do in this game, Owen Culver. Now, that's what I would want them to do in this game, too, because you got to be able to stop the run game. Now, before it's a little bit different. Like, you got Seattle who can pass the football, but this team is a little bit different. They're a run-first team, so we have to focus on stopping the run and have Desmond Ridder beat us in the pass game. Smash the hole. How come we haven't gotten help from Hutchinson yet? I mean, he's the only one really getting pressure. Your question is mind-boggling to myself as well, because I don't know. They need to get better. I don't know. It's maybe put Bugs in there. Get in Broderick Martin in there. There are so many factors that could be the problem. I don't really know right now. Lions, will AG make any adjustments? He hasn't shown that he can. That's the question. I think he's wants to do what he wants to do, but at the same time, he's not the head coach. So maybe Dan Campbell's telling him, hey, you need to switch it up. So I'm going to put I don't know on that one. That's Lions Chase Young factor fiction. I'm going to say they don't get Chase Young. Why? Because the Washington football team, I think they're 1-1 right now. It's not like they're 0-2 or they're going to be like 0-6 before the trade deadline. So I'm going to say it will be fiction, that we will not get him. Will Jack Campbell be missing in action? I hope not. He needs to be in the game. He needs to be in the game. I understand they like having Alex Anzalone out there with Derek Barnes. I think Derek Barnes should be out there. but you invested 18th pick. We've seen what he can do in preseason. We've seen what he can do in Kansas City. Put him out there on the field. Period. Point blank. That's it. Raid from Grandizer. What's up, Grand? How many blown coverages will Will Harris have? Hopefully not a lot, because he shouldn't be in lots in this game, right? I don't want to see any, but you know me. I don't know if how much he's going to be out there. So if he's out there 30 snaps, hopefully it's not 28 blown coverages. Hopefully it's not. But I got to say the same thing about Jerry Jacobs. He's got to have a better game in this game. He played terrible last week. And I was ready to bench Jerry Jacobs for Will Harris. That's how bad it was. So any guy, they got to do it. Hashtag Lions, hashtag FTP, hashtag is Goff throwing 500 yards? Absolutely not. Atlanta Falcons defense is good. He's not going to be throwing no 500 yards. Nope. Where Broderick Martin? He hasn't played. He's been inactive. Him and Isaiah Buggs has been active. Hopefully maybe they get some plays in this game. Switch it up on the defensive line. It's been booty cheeks. Nine Drink says, please stand up, Romeo. Is it possible that our numbers aren't impressive because we just played the Chiefs and Seahawks just have our number? It's possible. It's early in the season. That's why I'm not, falling off a cliff or anything like that. It's very possible. We'll see as time goes along. Remember, we started 1-6 last year, and then it got better. So, we'll take a little bit of time here to figure it out, Andrew Larson. And it could be teams like Cincinnati or 0-2 are better than what they are. Same with Minnesota Vikings, or teams that are undefeated are worse than what they are. We'll find out a little bit later, weeks down the road. Will the Lions shoot themselves in the D? I hope not. Do not shoot yourselves in the D. Don't be Cheddar Bob in this mug. Stop hurting ourselves. We got to face the team, the referees, and if we face ourselves, it's over. Amanda Durham says, very hard to be a Lions fan. She knows this very, very well because I talk to her a lot. She knows that it's very difficult to be a Lions fan because I complain to her when the Lions lose. It's tough. It's tough to be a Lions fan. Hopefully we're better there. Hopefully the Lions make the playoffs. I'm not falling off a cliff saying the Lions the same old Lions or anything like that. It's just one loss. I'm the only one saying Dan Campbell is not the one. Sorry. Look, I'll let you, anyone's allowed to have their opinion. Dan Campbell's a pretty damn good coach, in my opinion. He's taken this team from a finesse football team to a physical football team. Everybody believes in him. Is his play calling? Could it get better? Yeah. Yeah, it definitely could get better. But I'm not on the bandwagon saying this guy needs to be fired. That's for damn sure. I like Dan Campbell. If the Lions make the playoffs, he probably could be coach of the year. We got 175 in the building with 55 likes. Let's get 45 more likes in there. If we do, we'll do an ultra combo, and we're going to have some fun. If I miss your question, repost it. We will get in there and get your question answered. Mr. Glass Rogers, what's the latest on CJ Gardner-Johnson and Mosley? CJ Gardner-Johnson is on IR. Hopefully he'll come back if the Lions make the playoffs. Mosley, maybe we'll see him on Green Bay game or after. I'd probably say after because it gives him a 10-day rest. One Pride, is Tracy Walker going to step up? He's not a bad player. I never hated Tracy Walker. I think he can step up for sure. Is he CJ Gardner-Johnson? No, but he's a pretty good player, right? He's not horrible, anything like that. A week off hurt them mentally and physically. Well, hopefully they can come back and play physical. Where is Isaiah Buggs? On the sideline. That's where he is. Hopefully he's playing on Sunday. Need to see it. Seahawks says, thanks for the wins, Lions. Hey, thanks for another loss from you guys. We always lose to you guys. Lions, who has had more of an impact, Dan Campbell or Brad Holmes? Damn, that's a good question. Who's had more of an impact on these guys? God, I must say equal because, look, Brad Holmes knows how to draft. He finds these players. Man, he's good at the draft, and then Dan Campbell is getting the best out of his players. He is. So I'm going to go with both. I think they have had a equally positive impact on this football team. Here's a great question. Thank you for posting this. Do you think that James Mitchell will get action on Sunday? We are big fans of his. Yeah, what the hell, man? Get him out there. I agree with you. Get James Mitchell out there. We want to see him make an impact. Okay, I love Laporta. He's making an impact. Love it, absolutely. Let's get some James Mitchell in action. We have some issues at receiver, right? So get some James Mitchell out there for the tight end. I like your bold prediction here that Sam Laporta gets 80-plus yards and a touchdown. You know what? I could see that happening. Sam Laporta is really coming into his own. I could see it. Will Desmond Ridder look like Joe Montana on Sunday? I pray to God no. I'll say no. Doesn't mean I'm right. I'm going to say no. Let's see. If you got questions, put hashtag in the comment section. That's how I see it. That's how I will get your questions answered. Would you like to see Jack Campbell play defensive line? No. I don't want to see Jack Campbell play on the defensive line. He's a linebacker. I want him to be a linebacker. I think he's good in coverage. I think he's good at tackling. He needs to be a linebacker. That's what he needs to be for our beloved Detroit Lions. Super chat for Mike the Goat McCall. Shout out to Mike McCall in the comments section. Everybody show him some love. He said, hashtag FGB. Mike, I have faith in our leaders, and I think that we're going to hit some bumps in the road this year. We'll see all the teams. I thought we were 1-1, and we still believe we win a minimum of 11. I had 11 wins to start the season. I think the Lions can do 11 wins. Thank you so much for the $20 super chat, Mike McCall. There's going to be bumps in the road. Every team has bumps in the road. Every team has bumps in the road. And the Lions are going to be no different. Hopefully, they can rebound and get a win. A lot of people had them about 1-1 at this point. A lot of people. It's just a bummer when you lose. It's a bummer when you lose. What's up, Ravens Big True's in the building. What's up, man? Appreciate you coming in here. Riley O'Brien says, your team sucks. He says, cry. Which? All right. Do I look like I'm crying? Everybody in the comment section, so show Riley O'Brien your appreciation for calling us a BI and our team sucks. Everybody, we got 186 in you. Show him some love in the comments below for what he said. This is what I'm going to do. The guy. Seahawks fan right there. Brad Holmes is getting too much draft love other than St. Brown. What has he done? Other than St. Brown, what has he done? Penei Sewell. Aidan Hutchinson. Those are pretty good players. Undrafted guys, I thought he's done phenomenal. Sam Laporta. Think he's looking pretty damn good right now if you ask me. Jack Campbell, he looks pretty damn good if you ask me. I like what I'm seeing from him. I like it a lot. Ali McNeil, pretty good. Did he have a bad game this past one? Yeah, he did. A lot to go under on there. A lot to go. Oh, he says, oh, I'm a Lions fan. No, I'm a Lions fan. Okay, well, he's a Lions fan, Riley. I don't know. But we're not going to call each other biatches and stuff like that on here. There's no reason to do that. People coming in here, they want to be cool. They want to be cool. Brad Holmes done a good job. 20 out of 20, I think it's 20 out of 23 players that whom Brad Holmes drafted is on this football team. That's damn good. That's damn good. Let's see. I wish we could go all in and still win with the Hawks, right? Yeah, Maybe we'll see the Seahawks in the playoffs. I don't know. Maybe we'll see him. Jameson Williams is going to be good. Yeah, we hope he's going to be good. I can't really say anything yet. I give players 3 years. It's not looking good right now, but he's been injured and suspended, so it's really difficult to see. He was beefing with the Seahawks guy. Let's be positive, folks. Let's all be positive. Let's be positive. The Seahawks can gloat a little bit. Their fans can gloat. They did beat us. And the Seahawks fan can gloat at me because I had the Lions beating them 31, or was it 31 to 20? I don't know, 30 to 20, 17 or something like that. It was a big number. So you can come in and gloat because I was wrong. And their team came in and whooped us. Free Riley O'Brien. Hashtag Free Riley O'Brien. Yeah, if someone blocked him, you can put him back in here. No reason to block the guy. Oh, he's right here. Let's see. Good question. If you got questions, put it in the comment section. Put it in the comments section. Aaron Glenn has to go. James Houston in coverage is ridiculous. Yes. I agree. 100%. Yeah, he did. He has been good. Is it because he lost some weight? That could be. We're not 100% sure. And remember, it's only the second week of the season. Aleem McNeil's been good since he's been here. So let's not just throw away his whole career as a Lion over the last 2 weeks. Right? So. But he's still been a good draft pick. Round 3 draft pick. Pretty freaking good. Let's see. Lions. Riley Elder says, gets more touchdowns this season, Amon-Ra or Josh Reynolds. I'll still go Amon-Ra, St. Brown. I know Josh Reynolds has been blowing it up, and I'm loving it, man. So right now, Josh Reynolds has been the guy that's really stepped up in the wide receiver position. Where's Marvin Jones Jr.? Dropping a football somewhere. So you got Josh Reynolds here has been stepping up as that number 2. Khalif doing his good thing. But St. Brown is Jared Goff's guy. And I'm going to give St. Brown the edge there. Let's get those likes up. 23 more likes to 100. We'll do an ultra combo. More receptions for Josh Reynolds. I think Jared Goff loves Josh Reynolds. He just does. He does. So he's going to get the yards for sure. Same team as Schwartz and Caldwell will be decent for a year, and then we're going to have back in the drawing table. I disagree. It's not the same team. We're a physical team. With Schwartz and Caldwell, there was some good physical moments when you had Ndamukong Suh, especially 2014. But primarily the team was a finesse football team. Okay? This is a physical team. We can run the football, especially with David Montgomery. And we're physical. You look at St. Brown, he's a physical receiver. We have a lot of physicality to the offensive line. It's a physical team. And so that's the difference between Jim Schwartz and Jim Caldwell's team. I thought they were more finesse. Like you had the big plays with the wide receivers in the pass game. And this is more of kind of like a grounded, like turn it with more running and involved than we did in the past years. That's what I got. Who cares? The results will be the same. We don't know that. I'm not Nostradamus, man. I couldn't tell the future. One game does not mean you're the same old Lions. How many teams are 2-0? How many teams are 1-1? There's a lot of 1-1 teams out there. And there's some 0-2 teams too. But Falcons are a 2-0 team. But there is a lot of teams that lost. It is what it is. I don't think it's the same. Wait and see each week. The only thing that seems to be the same is the injury bug. That pisses me off. Every damn year feels like we get injured. That's the one thing that I could say seems to be the same. Lions, every player could have a bad game. I think we should not be hard up to 2 games. Greetings from Germany. I agree with you. I don't think we should be. Look, we could be pissed off, angry, and we should be. But just because we lost the game, they're the same old Lions. Folks, the Lions not going to go. They weren't going to go 17-0. I had them win 11 games. Okay, it's quite difficult. Good teams can have bad games. Bad teams could have good games. We've seen it before. It just is what it is. And Seattle came in my opinion, Seattle came in. They wanted it more than the Lions. They really did. They came in was bullies a little bit. They got the win. The Lions turned the ball over 3 times. So you're not going to win. You turn the football over 3 times. Will Laporta have 5 catches? I could say absolutely. He definitely could have 5 catches. Jared Goff has been thrown to him. They've been thrown to him since training camp, since OTAs. So, yeah. Will bold and mighty forces will come to your aid? Wolfgame's Von Koch. Okay. Question. Do we see more Craig or Gibbs moving forward with Monty out? Ooh. It better be Jahmyr Gibbs. I love Craig Reynolds, folks. I do. But when you invest the 12th pick in the draft in a player who can really make a big play, right? He can take it to the house. He has that ability. Give it to Jahmyr Gibbs. Run the football with Gibbs. Okay? Pass him the football with Gibbs. It has to be Gibbs. 9 more likes to 100. We'll do an ultra combo. Do an ultra combo if you do that. Gotta be Gibbs, though, man. Come on. It's like, you can't not draft a guy this high and then use your third-string running back over him more. That's just, it's not acceptable. Who is playing and who is not? Who is going to score and who is going to throw a pick? So I can tell you who's going to be playing. David Montgomery not playing. Amon-Ra St. Brown, I do believe, is playing. Taylor Decker is not playing. Halapuliti Vaitai probably not playing. Emmanuel Mosley is probably not playing. Kirby Joseph may not be playing in this game. That is an extra one that you should watch. And the second half of your question, who's going to throw a pick 6? I'm going to say there's no pick 6s in this game. I'll just say that. There's going to be no pick 6s. If Kirby's not playing, and then you don't have C.J. Gardner-Johnson, obviously, till the end of the year, don't think it. Oh, here we go. Ultra combo, folks. Here we go.
Oh, my God.
Ultra
combo.
Let's do another one.
Ultra combo.
Thanks so much, everybody, for hitting that like button, whether you're a Lions fan or not. You know, look, we got other fan bases in here, and they're allowed to be in here. If we got Seattle fans, we got Bears fans, whatever. This channel's all about fans itself. I love digs. I love ripping on people, but let's not take it too personal, folks. It's the game of football. Let Seattle fans have some fun. They deserve it until Sunday, and then, if they lose, then they'll get ripped up just like we will. If we come out and dominate on Sunday, guess what? We're going to be ripping on Atlanta fans. And guess what? If Atlanta fans beat the crap out of us, they'll probably come on my stream and rip me up. Even though I'm not taking Atlanta lightly. I took Seattle lightly. I'm not taking Atlanta, and I will not take Seattle lightly again. I could promise you that. 3 straight losses from these guys. I think it's 3. It could be 4. I've had enough of taking Seattle lightly. I don't care who the coach is. I don't care who the players are. You can't do that anymore. Hashtag FGB. Seems like AG is playing prevent defense all the time. It does, Ernie. Damn, you're correct. It does. Feel like they're playing prevent defense all the time. And I hate that. Son of a B, you're right. And that's what driving me nuts. It's driving me nuts. Ravens in here. Yeah, man. Ravens in here. Lamar Jackson doing pretty good for your football team. Just keep that 66-yarder Justin Tucker away from us, man. I don't want to go that was the kick that destroyed my soul. When that football went through the uprights, it hit me in the head, and my soul plopped out. Okay? God. Is Josh Fields overrated? You mean Justin Fields? Justin Fields? He's getting ripped by the fan base of Chicago. The fans have turned on him. JT O'Sullivan is doing great breakdowns of him. Justin Fields is not looking good, folks. And I figured that the coaching staff of that regime would destroy him, and they did. They did. It's definitely not all on the coaching staff, 100%, but yeah, he's not. Justin Fields is looking bad. He's looking really bad. He's looking like one of the worst quarterbacks in the NFL right now. Ravens fan like Tucker, man. Ravens fans absolutely love Tucker after that freaking 66-yarder. Holy smokes. Lori King in here. Let's see. What is the hype in Detroit? Is everyone still positive? I'm moving back to Michigan from Dallas. Cannot wait. I think there's still a ton of hype about the Lions. For sure. You're not going to win every game. The Lions were not going to go 17-0. I think that's like, it's not like teams do that. What is it? The 73 Dolphins is the only undefeated team that's ever, there was 72, 73. So it's not like this is going to happen. So you're going to have ups and you're going to have downs. And right now we're in the injury bug and we lost a game. But guess what? If the Lions come out and win on Sunday, everybody going to be happy again. And then it's going to go fly up. And when it comes to losing players and injuries, that happens to every NFL team. You got to have good depth. And thankfully we have pretty good depth. Right? We have good depth with Tracy Walker as a backup safety. That's a great backup to have at safety. We got a pretty good run game. Like Montgomery went down. Jahmyr Gibbs got to step up, right? Like we have offensive line issues. The biggest issue is Taylor Decker going down, and that's causing a little bit of problem. But because our offensive line or the tackle depth is not the greatest, so hopefully he can get back sooner rather than later. I think he'll be back for the Green Bay game. But yeah, like just because you lose a game, it doesn't mean the world is over. Seattle Seahawks, they lost week 1. Clearly, their world is not over because they beat us week 2. So it's a week to week, and I get it. Turf is the problem, Playboy Lobster. Turf with the injuries always hitting us hardest at home. I think I agree. I agree. I think they need to change this. Chef Goff can't win without elite defense. Jared Goff is not the problem here right now for the Lions. The guy has, thrown 1 pick in 10 games? Heard that will be on the Adam show. Well, they didn't hear from me because I haven't talked to Adam Baydoun. But if Adam Baydoun calls me up, in which he has my number and lets me know, I would be on anytime he asks. But no, I've not talking to Adam Baydoun. But he's a friend of mine, so maybe he'll hit me up tonight. Goff can't wait for he can win, folks. I'm not saying Goff is not the greatest quarterback in the world, but he's also not booty cheeks. And a lot of teams, look, if you win a Super Bowl, you generally have a good offense and a good defense, right? Like these teams are damn good teams that make it to a Super Bowl. Gives drafted to be part of Flash in a Pan. All right, what up, 9 drinks in the building? Brian Smith, you're 100% correct. We don't know how to win. We won week 1. We beat the Super Bowl champions week 1. We won 8 out of the last 10 last year. I think they know how to win. We just made some mistakes, and our defense is porously ran. That's the problem. When you give up the amount of yards that we gave up, you're not going to win football game like that. You turn the football over 3 times, you're not going to win football games like that. You're just not. It's not going to happen. You give the ball up 3 times, you ain't going to win games. Laporta, the X factor for me. He could be an X factor for sure. I could see that, especially like he was really good last week. He's top 5 tight end in Yak. The guy is just a really good player. And look, I didn't want the Detroit Lions to draft a tight end. I was wrong on that one because Laporta's looking good. And somebody else said, what's so good about Brad Holmes? He also got Brian Branch, too. Brian Branch pretty good, too. And I like Hendon Hooker pick. He got him in the 3rd round. Talk to the fan base, Mike. Oh, I take these questions like you're talking to me. So, my bad, and that was on Riley and you now. But I do think the Detroit Lions know how to win. I just think we knew how to lose this past Sunday. Tiffany, I still believe we win the division. So do I. Packers are 1-1. Vikings 0-2, and Bears are lost at 0-2. They look like they should be 0-12 right now. So I think it's really, Minnesota is better than 0-2 start. I don't think they win the division this year. I think it's a 2-headed race, Tiffany. I'm with you. Lions and Packers. I think the Lions win the division. I do. At Holmes, Jahmyr Gibbs over Bijan Robinson. He did a trade back. He did a trade back. He did a trade back. And it's 2 weeks in the NFL season. 2 weeks. We're giving up. I remember last year, a lot of fans said Aidan Hutchinson was a bust after 2 weeks. Guys, let's give players a couple years to go. I give players 3 years after a draft. Let's not give them 2 games. Let's be a little bit patient on some of these guys. We give up on players way too fast. Way too fast. When Jamie returns, do you think that he'll be ready to produce, or is it more of a Jamie? I don't know who Jamie is. I don't know. All right, let's see. Question number 2. You have to rephrase it because I'm a little bit lost there. Too early to call bus or beheadings. What should we talk about 2 weeks in? The defense. This terrible, terrible scheme that we played last week, at least. That's what I think needs to be focused on. I think the heat needs to be on there. Because what I saw was terrible. They needed to get, JMO. Okay. Well, I'll get back to that question in a second. What I saw was they needed to get 7 yards for a first down, and then we'd be back off 10 yards. That stuff's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. Or we could talk about 3-year players. So let me get back to that question that was missed. Okay. Get back here. When JMO returns, do you think that we'll be ready to produce, or is it more to scare defenses? I think he's not going to be with him and Jared Goff are not going to be in the exact same page week 7, okay? But he's going to be on the field. He has to be, right? We have to use his speed. His speed will scare defenses. I don't know how much receptions he's going to get. It took DJ Chark and Jared Goff a half a season to get on the same page. I think it's going to take a little bit of time for him and JMO to get on the same page. So I wouldn't expect JMO to come out 150 yards receptions week 7, okay? I don't expect that. Maybe he just gets a couple targets, but it is going to open up the defense having him on the field. It will do that for sure. Sorry for screwing up that thing. Dan Skipper, very good. Yeah, we brought him to the practice squad. Nice to see Dan Skipper back. I was happy to see it. He is a massive, massive body out there. Is he the greatest? No, not at all. But I think it's a good pickup for the practice squad. Brother, it's just 3rd game in the season. We'll get back on track this week. Yeah, just take 1 week at a time, man. I tell my girlfriend all the time, just take 1 day at a time. Amanda, just 1 day at a time. Right? Like, you're going to have good days, you're going to have bad days. Just take 1 day at a time. Like, you're sick, take 1 day at a time. In the NFL, just take 1 week at a time right now. Look, if our defense is looking like booty cheeks, still a month from now, and we're losing games, that would be, 2 years of bad defense? Then we know there needs to be a change, right? But if a player is having a good game, then has a bad game, then has a good game, well, we can't just say, well, he had a bad game. Like Jerry Jacobs, he had a terrible game last week. I was calling for him to be benched, right? Doesn't mean he's a terrible player. He just had a horrible game, and I don't know what his game was off, but yeah, I'm not calling for him to be released or anything, but he was just having a bad game. He's been decent, right? He's not a number 2 or any, in my opinion, he's not, but he's a good player. He deserves to be on the 53. Jared Goff threw a pick 6. Am I saying bench Jared Goff? No. No, he's been good before that. So, I mean, it's just, we just got to be a little bit patient on some of these young players, the young players. Now, patients are losing for JMO. And guess what? Deservedly so. This is not his first game, okay? This is now year 2, all right? So I give players 3 years, but I could see why people are like, okay, Now I'm starting to get a little bit annoyed, and as you should, right? Like, it's now becoming a sequence. Mosley going to play, I would say, Brandon, after the Green Bay game. Not the Green Bay game, after the Green Bay game, so week 5. I said around week 4, week 5, he'd probably get in there. It makes sense to do week 5 now because the Green Bay game's on Thursday, and you give him more rest. I think he'll be back after that. Hashtag FGB, do you think that Bugs will play this week? I want him to play Joseph Buck. We need the same guy who was last year in the run. I want him to play. I don't know. And it sucks, right? We don't know. I want him to play. I like Bugs. I think he's good at the defensive line. I think he needs to play. One day at a time. Tell her all that every single day. One day at a time. That's all we can do. Hashtag smash the hole. We need to get Gibbs running vertical and horizontal. Versus horizontal. I feel like it's been the biggest hindrance so far. I don't know. Remember, he is a rookie, so he may not know all the plays. Remember, he's a running back and kind of like a wide receiver. So I'm sure they're slowly like implementing more plays to him each week. So just be cognizant of that. He is a rookie in that sense. So I'm not going to be too upset about it right now. Maybe you ask me in about 6-7 weeks if it's still the same and he's not getting a little bit more. I think he will. I think, just like Dan Campbell said, they're going to bring more to his plate each single week, and I think that's going to be the case here. Yeah, Bugs is good for us. I've been patient for 30 years. I'm not talking about Detroit Lions. When I'm talking about patience, I'm talking about players whom you draft. We drafted Jahmyr Gibbs, and I'm not going to say he's a bust after week 2. Or Aidan Hutchinson last year, say he's a bust after week 2. I'm talking about patience for the players whom you draft. If you've been a fan for 30 years and you ain't got I'm with you, man. Like, I want to win now, too. I want to win now. Like, we ain't got time to, like, expectations for me is to win the NFC North. Anything below winning the NFC North is a failure for this year to me. I'm talking about patience of players. I'm not talking about patience of wins or winning the NFC North. I'm talking about rookies. Like, yeah, we can't put Jahmyr Gibbs out week 2 and say, oh, he's a bust. Like, just his second game of his career. Thanks for doing this. No problem at all. Appreciate you. Yeah, I'm with you, though, man. Like, I'm not. They need to win the NFC North this year. Like, I'm not patient with that. There's no patience here with that. If the defense is still sucking in 4 weeks, make a move, right? Like, we don't got time for this crap anymore. We need to win. We need to win football games. We need to win the NFC North. We've not won it. It needs to happen this year. And I am not changing my result. They got to win the NFC North. Anything below that, to me, is a failure. Even making the playoffs as a wild card is a failure to me. They need to host a playoff game. The team has talent on it. The team, you look at the rest of the teams in the NFC North, you got 2 0-2 teams, and you got a 1-1 team in Green Bay who's won the NFC North for the last 5,000 years, okay? So it's time for us to do it. Top 5 offense versus number 2 pass defense. Falcons are those cheeks this weekend. Rise up. Fan base needs to rise up, too. Fan base guys rise up, too. Quick for Amazon. Okay. My guy from Chat Sports just hit me up because I'm going on a meeting with my guy for Chat Sports here in 6 minutes. And he just hit me up and says he'll be on. Talk to me in 10 minutes. And that's the Raiders. The Raiders guy. Okay. I want to see more shots beyond sticks, less screen passes. You know, Brendan, I think the problem here with that is the player. They would like to probably go downfield more, but let's be honest here. St. Brown is not the guy that goes down the field a lot. They're trying to do that with Josh Reynolds and Khalif Raymond. We got to wait really probably till Jamison Williams gets here to do a lot of these deep shots. Khalif Raymond, I love him in the deep shots, and he can do it. We've seen it with the flea flicker, and we've seen it with the Green Bay game. because he's got the speed. But that's probably why they're not going as much. Is because we don't have that big guy, right? The guy that's going to make the big-time plays all the time. Khalif Raymond makes big plays. Josh Reynolds makes big plays, but they're not known to do it all the time. Did you see that Vegas lowered the over and under? Yeah, I'm sure they did after C.J. Gardner-Johnson going down. 100%. 100%. I can see that. Absolutely. And Atlanta's 2-0, folks. They're not a scrub team. They are not a scrub team. They're not. So, that is #facts. What do you make of Green Bay? I think they're a good team. I don't think they're a great team. I think they're a good team. I think they're a 9-10 win football team. It's kind of where I have them at. They got a good defense. I think they're good on offense. I don't think they're like a great team, but I think they're a good team, yeah. Seahawks and Chiefs are tough. Lucky win at least one. They're tough. They're a tough football team. They're absolutely tough. We're missing a true deep threat on offense. St. Brown can't be relied on. Yeah, we gotta wait till about Jameson Williams coming back for that real deep threat, like the where defense has got to really pan around a player, right? That we gotta wait for that. So look, I'm not mad on offense. Ben Johnson gets the best out of his players. He's made Josh Reynolds and Khalif Raymond look really good, and it's really good to see. So I'm not mad on offense. My mad is coming with defense. It's the defense that's pissing me off because we have the players and they're not producing, and that pisses me off. That does. Because we need to be able to produce. We need to be able to produce. Folks, we've been on for about an hour, and I actually got to go on a meeting with Chess Sports here in a couple of minutes. Going to call me up, and we got to talk. We do a weekly meeting. So with that, folks, appreciate you guys. Ultra Combo for you guys, the best.
Combo breaker. Ultra combo.
With that said,